Good morning, dear children. This video is for class 8 and the subject is science. We have started with the chapter force and pressure, and today we are going to continue with the next part of that. In the previous class, we have discussed about force can change the shape of an object, and we have discussed so many examples to understand it. And later we studied about pressure, that is, pressure is the force acting on unit area of a surface. That is, in the formula wise, we can represent it as pressure is equal to force divided by the area. And we came to know the conditions of pressure. That is, if the area is small, the pressure exerted is more, and if the area is large, the pressure exerted is less. And also we discussed about many more examples related to them. So what we are going to discuss today, that is, there is pressure exerted, and whether this pressure is exerted only in solids or even in liquids and gases too. So today let us know about that. So pressure exerted by liquids. So liquids exert pressure on the walls of a container. So in any container, if we have placed liquid, and that liquid exerts the pressure on the walls of the container. Liquids exert pressure on the bottom of a container. It depends upon the height of the liquid column. So in this example or in this picture, you can see that here what is happening. There is a rubber balloon which is being placed to a pipe, and when the water is being put into this pipe, the level of the water is up to here, and due to this level of water, you can see the rubber balloon size is like this. And here in the second picture, you can see the water level has increased and the rubber balloon, whether its size is small or big. Yes, you're right. In the second picture, the rubber balloon's size has increased. And through this example, we can learn this property, that is, liquids exert pressure on the bottom of a container. It depends upon the height of the liquid column. So if the height is increasing, then the pressure also at the bottom gets more increased. And even we can notice that the pressure is high at the bottom. So even the same concept you can make clear by these two pictures too. So this is a container. So if it has 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 layers, suppose you make a hole at this end. What happens? The water starts flowing from here, and the direction is in the smaller way. That is, it flows slightly. That only if you do at level 3, it may be a bit broader, and at 5, it will be more heavier. Why? Because the liquids exert pressure more at the bottom compared to at the top. So the pressure at the ends is more. And what is happening in these containers? So there is a pressure that is downwards, and also there is a pressure exerting at the walls of the container too. In this picture, you can notice that the pressure is being exerted on the walls of the container, and there is a balloon which is being fixed at the side. So you can see the water flows here and this balloon gets expanded. Why it is happening? because the pressure from the containers is moving towards the sideways and the balloon is able to expand or blow. So, like this, we can also conclude that knowing these examples, liquids exert sideway pressure, liquids exert equal pressure at the same height. So, if this all properties, through this we can come to know how liquids exert pressure. So to understand this, we have a video here.
A wooden block kept on a table exerts a force on it, and we know that the wooden block is a solid substance. What about liquids? We know that liquids are kept in containers. Do liquids or fluids exert pressure? Yes, they do. They exert pressure on the base and the walls of the container in which they are enclosed. The pressure on the base will be downwards, and on the walls, the pressure will be sidewards. We can also derive something interesting if we look at the fluid in terms of layers. Say there's water kept in a plastic container. Let's divide the fluid into 5 equal parts. You can see that the second layer of water is holding the weight of the first layer. Similarly, the third layer is holding the weight of the first as well as the second layer. And the fourth layer is holding the weight of the top 3 layers, and so on and so forth. So clearly, the pressure at the bottommost layer is the maximum. There's even a way you can find this out. Near the topmost layer, make a little hole at the side. You'll see that the water flows out from that hole like this. It doesn't roll along the walls, it flows out at an angle. Now let's make a second hole near the layer under it. You'll see that the water flows out at a wider angle as compared to the earlier case. We continue to make holes in the wall, and we'll notice that the water literally squirts out. This proves that the pressure at the bottom is much more than the pressure at the topmost layer. What about the upward force exerted by a liquid? How do we understand that? We will see that in our next video.
So that was of the liquids. And what you can see in this picture, children? Yes, there is a balloon and which is being blown, isn't it? So is there any pressure which is acting on the balloon too? Yes. So there is a pressure exerted by the gases. That is, gases exert pressure on the walls of a container. Similarly, like liquids, even gases exert pressure on the walls of the container. So you can see this balloon which is being blown. So there is a pressure on the walls of it. And you can see these cycle tires, even there is a pressure on that. Similarly with these also. So through these examples, we can make out that the pressure is exerted even by the gases. So today we have discussed about the pressure exerted by liquids and gases. So you need to read page number 138 and 139 to understand this concept more clearly. Thank you. Have a good day.